A very good morning and welcome to Sunrise on South Television. It is that time again when we come to you with a lot of things that is happening in our state, and of course in the studio with me as usual is Amaka Chukwu, looking as radiant as ever. Amaka, good morning.
So now I'm going to take this overside as, you know, the beauty got into your eyes, that you forgot that it's Amaka Izuchukwu, not Amaka Chukwu.
Okay. I know Chukwu and Izuchukwu is you love your father so much that you looked for a man that you just said.
Members of the team, please send me a lawyer ready. I need to see someone immediately after this program. Good morning. Thank you so very much for joining us on Sunrise on Salt Television. Don't mind Laura.
All right.
My name is Amaka Izuchukwu, and today is a very beautiful day. We've got lots of things for you that you need to be abreast of as it concerns Ebonyi State and elsewhere in Nigeria. Today we will be looking at we'll be having an update on the Vanco Junction flyover and underground tunnel, as well as take a look at some of the things on the pages of the newspaper, and then trends in Nigeria. My name is Amaka Izuchukwu, and already in the studio with us right here is the Honorable Commissioner for Information and State Orientation, Honorable Chika Dibia. Well, he is right here in the studio. Thank you so very much, Honorable, for coming.
Good morning, Ebonyi and our viewers out there. It's my pleasure to be here.
All right, Commissioner, it's a pleasure to have you here. This is your domain, so we believe that a lot will be said today and even subsequently on Sunrise. But to start with, sir, you are the Commissioner for Information, and some 2 days ago or thereabouts, when Amaka, we did introduce the issue of Vanco construction. If you look at what is going on, Ebonyi seems to still be a construction site. And then based on that, the governor went round, I think on Monday or thereabouts, on inspection. And the feelers that we were getting even before that inspection is that there is a lot of hold up, a lot of like go slow, so to say, in that construction at Vanco Junction. I know that it is the Trans-Sahara route that leads, it's like a gateway that leads to other states. So there's a lot of traffic and it has caused a lot of jam. And the governor did say that, yes, he's aware, but he is not in a hurry to finish that construction because there's a template. Can you expatiate further on what that exactly means?
Thank you very much. Let me correct one impression. He didn't say that he's not in a hurry. He said we will not be stampeded into mistakes. You know, development world all over comes with some pains. It's just like a woman in labor. You know that when a baby is coming, a woman passes through excruciating pains. But immediately the child, is born. You know, that pain, vanishes and joy takes over. So that is what development is all about. Here, what we're discussing is the Vanco Junction. Yes, that is one of the legacy projects of this administration. And like His Excellency said, people that are not abreast of the enormity of work going on there, they stay afar, and complain. Our people need to visit that place. That project is just not ordinary flyover. That project is a technical project. In fact, I want to say, people that have access to social media, the social media have been flooded with the design of that Vanco Junction. A flyover that has tunnels is a very complex engineering design. And all Ebonians are going to be proud because it's the first of its kind in this country. When that project is delivered, our people will beat their chest that yes, the Ebonyi of our dream is here with us. So what we are doing as a government is to make sure that everything, the complexity of that project is not compromised. So we understand the fact that yes, Ebonians are passing through, some pains. Exactly what we are trying to address. That Vanco Junction over the years have become a very difficult spot that causes serious traffic jam because, like you said, it's like a connecting route across the state capital. So we are being futuristic in that project, knowing fully well that when that project is delivered, the issue of traffic jam in that particular place will be permanently addressed. So while we are doing this, I want to seize this opportunity to, appeal to Ebonyans. This is something that we need to, have understanding with the state government, exercise patience, because, like I said earlier, development is like a woman in labor. As soon as this project is delivered, I bet you everybody is going to forget the pains we'll pass through within the period of this construction. And I also want to urge you, take time and visit the site. Don't stay far away from the state, especially the young ones that are, very prominent in social media. You don't see what is on ground. You believe on assumptions and write whatever, because you have the freedom of expression. But if you take out time, visit that place, you will appreciate what the state government is doing. A lot is going on there. And like I said, it's a very technical, complex engineering project. And we need to, exercise some patience. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Honorable Commissioner. I do agree with you when you said we should take our time and visit there. Before yesterday, my visitations of Vanco Junction was just, from Afikpo Road straight on. But yesterday, while we went out to sample opinion and find out how work is progressing, we went through the Ogoja Road axis, and oh my God, if I am to say, our minds were blown. That's a huge work. And you were also right when you said construction. It's the pangs of construction can be likened to the pangs of labor pain, because lots of people really have a whole lot that they are complaining about how this construction is taking a toll on their economic lives. And if we had gone further to ask about how it affects their personal lives, we would also have various reactions to that. But when it comes to pregnancy pains, there are those of them that can be avoided. There are those of them that can actually be, toned down a bit. And I believe it's the same for construction. Some of the reactions we got and some of the appeals that people made is that there should be an access road for them, because the rains are coming. And when those rains come, you cannot entirely stop people from using Vanco access. It's in the heart of town, leading to so many places. And if you consider fuel and other things, you find out that people would always want to take the shorter route. So they appeal that there should be a route for them to pass through. Alternatively, the roads that have been blocked should be opened up. As soon as it's evening, people are racing to pass through Old Government House, Udensi, Miribiri Stadium, because at particular points in the evening, the roads are blocked. People cannot access it, so people would have to take the longer route, and some would even brave the Vanco with all the heavy equipment movement and all. So we want to know, what exactly is prohibiting or stopping these other roads? Old Government House, I think it starts from part of Waterworks. After Old Mr. Post Office down is blocked. Part of Miribiri is blocked. Part of Ezra Road is blocked. The Government House, Old Government House, is a no-go area. Why exactly? We need to know. Why can't we use those roads? And is there anything being done to open them up?
Thank you very much. Human beings, we are naturally, people that crave for the easy way. Everybody wants to go for the easy route. What is said about opening up alternative channels, alternative routes along the Vanco area? Yes, it's something that government considered. But what is the consequence of that, consideration? We looked at the enormity of, structures that have been affected, by that, Vanco Junction. And we looked at the adjoining streets for you to open up another alternative route, which means more buildings are also going to be affected. People are already complaining because of the sacrifices they made to give way to that project. Going further to open up an alternative route along that axis will also push a lot more people into pain. Yes, like I said, we want the easy route, but the truth is that we have alternative routes in the state capital. But just that you have a longer distance to cover trying to access whatever way you're going because of that blockade there. The Spera Indo, Ogoja Road, Rice Mill axis, and the rest of them, there are alternative people can apply. Now, coming back to what you talked about, the government house area, that policy is a security-related policy. Over and over again, a couple of times I've engaged, the security agencies. But one thing I want to let us know is this: that Ebonyi is enjoying the peaceful environment we're enjoying today. It is not rocket science. It is an architecture that has been put in place. And I want to see this opportunity to create the understanding of our people. A lot is happening in the security atmosphere, particularly in the southeast here. Please, security is not something you discuss openly, but I'll just give some tips. We are all aware of what is happening in Anambra State. Before this very incident that attacked in Anambra State today, the whole southeast has been a hotbed, of security challenges. But in the midst of that, Ebonyi took a very, very different position in terms of security challenges. Our state, emerged one of the safest states in the southeast, the least affected by the activities of non-state actors. These things happen because of deliberate policies of the administration of His Excellency, Right Honorable Francis Obonamufu, in collaboration with the security agencies in the state. And anytime there is an incursion by these non-state actors, the perpetrators are always rounded up. And their ranks have been broken. And if the only thing the Ebonians will contribute, if the only thing that we will pass through to make sure that this security situation in the state is sustained is an extended, period of movement, a restricted period, it's a restricted movement, setup, I will ask Ebonyi, which one do we want? Do we want a state capital where the security challenge is so that we cannot sleep with two eyes closed? Or do we sacrifice the little inconvenience we're experiencing today in terms of movement, especially in the night? The option and the choice is ours. But the truth is that there's an influx of some criminal elements that they, go do the activities that is taking place in our neighboring states. This intelligence is what the security agencies are considering. We accept, we acknowledge the fact that our people are experiencing some little inconvenience because of these security setups. But it is better to err on the side of caution. And on that note, we want to crave the indulgence of our people. Let us give the security agencies the support they need. In due time, when all the threat level, subsides, nobody is happy that, nightlife is affected in the state capital, including His Excellency the Governor. He has said it over and over again that sometimes when he moves around the state capital, he passes through, he avoids all those blockades as the first citizen. So if the governor can acknowledge the fact that these things that have been put in place by the security agencies are for our own good, and he also adjusted, his own, itinerary. Anytime he wants to move around, he avoids all those places. As governor, I enjoin we who are citizens to, take a cue from the governor. Let us have this patience in no distant time, when all the intelligence have been established that removing these blockades will not pull us into a security situation that everybody is going to regret. We will certainly do the needful.
All right, Honorable Commissioner, I just want to reiterate something that we found out yesterday. People are not just concerned about the blockades in the routes, but the consideration that this whole security architecture we're talking about, everything seems to be happening at the same time where people are facing so much economic crunch. So the feelers is that there should be a way to expedite action on the constructions that is going on, and not totally, they are not really advocating that every blockade should be removed, but an extended period of time. For instance, you're looking at 7 o'clock. If for any reason you are within these axis that we mentioned earlier, between 6:50, you're already very tensed. And the truth be told, if you are closing from the market, it takes you like going round and round the whole town for you to get, especially if you're moving from international market towards Presco or towards Udensia and all those areas. So it takes you a longer time to be able to navigate those other routes that you have to go through. Now, they are also very considerate and understanding of the fact that the Southeast, as it were now, is actually a kind of, it's a little bit tensed up. I mean, I stay in the north, so comparatively, Southeast is still much, much more secure than the extreme part of the north. But what you find here is not the same in the terms of how the whole place is so tightened up. So it's making people feel more tense. And while you're at that, sir, we want to know, what is your ministry doing to sensitize the populace on what is actually going on and why those routes are still being held the way it's been held?
Okay, thank you very much. Like I said earlier, one issue that we also need to look at is that this blockade has been in place before the Vanco Junction construction commenced.
True.
Yeah.
And our people, the agitation has been heightened because of the disconnect of the major route that connects Vanco Junction. And I'm also aware that the Ministry of Information and State Orientation collaborated with the Ministry of Works. We've been engaging the public in terms of announcement, telling them that this route has been blocked owing to construction activities. There is nobody in the state now that is not aware of this, blocked movement, unless a visitor. And there has been something that has been placed on those routes. Even if you're a visitor, before you get to that point, you will know that something is happening there. So, when it comes to reviewing, the time of this blockade, that's something that the state government will also engage the security agencies. Like I said, it is something that we cannot give them instruction, because the consequences of giving that instruction may be enormous. If anything happens, the blame is going to be on us. So we will continue to engage them, because there are informations that are, at their disposal, that they may not freely open up to the public. You understand what I'm saying? Sure. So we are going to engage them. And if it is something that is going to be applicable and is not going to alter the security balance of the state, definitely the administration of His Excellency doesn't want, the citizen to suffer. He's somebody that came into power on the People's Charter of Needs, which means that what the people want is what the state government in its administration will do, but not at the detriment of
the people. All right, sir. Let's move away a little bit from the Vanco Junction matter. Excuse me. On Monday, the federal government, the Minister of Youth, I think, unveiled a plan where the federal government intends to create 5 million jobs for Nigerian youth. Excuse me, and sorry about that, viewer. So the federal government unveiled a plan to create 5 million jobs for Nigerian youth. And I'm wondering, How is Ebonyi State government? Because anything you tell us, that will take that to come from the government, because
Sure.
you are the spokesperson for the government. Ebonyi State's government has had empowerment programs in the past. For some people like me, we only get to hear about it when it appears on the news. And then you're asking questions, what happened? And they say, they've done it now. Now, sometime last month, or was that 2 months ago, some people left for studies abroad. And you go out on the streets to ask, and many people are like, we are not aware. So these 5 million jobs that the federal government plans to create, how is Ebonyi State government, or the people of Ebonyi State, how would they benefit from this? What is the plans of the government for job creation and empowerment in the state?
Okay, your question is a lot of multifaceted. So let me try as much as possible and see if I can touch, all the areas you've highlighted. Now, coming to the recently, unveiled youth program. Like you rightly said, that's a program that's just been unveiled. And Ebonyi State being part of the federating unit of the country will definitely benefit its own quota. We all are aware that most of the policies of the federal government are being distributed through quota system.
Yeah.
So we are going to wait until all the implementation, processes are on.
Excuse me.
Definitely. One thing I know very well is that our governor is a go-getter. And anything that is due for the state, he will go all out to make sure that he brings it home. So, I'm going to seek, the understanding, the patience of Ebonyians. When once this program and the strategy for eligibility and all of the one that is due for the state is, released, we will get the public acquainted, and people who are eligible based on the standard are going to release will definitely be, given the opportunity to assess that program for the youths. Now, coming back home here, the People's Charter of Lead Manifesto of the Excellency is anchored on human capital development and infrastructure development. And that we have, tried so very much to, pursue in the last in the past almost 2 years now. You said people complain that are not aware of the processes. One thing is clear. The want of people is very large, but the means to this want is limited. A lot of people want empowerment one way or the other, but the truth is that government resources cannot, go around in that regard. So when people, some are given access, some, access one program, and the others do not access it. Definitely, the ones that don't have not been able to access it will definitely complain. Let me give you an instance. The first empowerment program the state government did, one that released the sum of 2 million naira each, the first 500 beneficiaries. When ESCO, gave approval for that project, for that scheme, some ESCO members were mandated to visit the major cities where we have our people hawking along the streets. And I am aware that in that visit, people were skeptical because they believe that this policy of government may be, how it used to be. I even had reason to engage some of our brothers in Lagos, in Anambra, and they were reluctant to go and enroll. And when it eventually turned out that this government is very serious about it, the interest level rose.
Shut up.
So that is the truth. This government has been transparent in terms of, being open to give people equal access and equal opportunity to enjoy, the policies and programs for this administration.
All right, Honorable Commissioner, we can't but have you enough, so we're going to continue with this because we have to create time now for our news. We want to appreciate you for being on the program today, and we do hope that when we call on you again, of course, this is your ministry, you will always be here to enlighten the people on government policies and programs, how it affects us. I'm particularly interested in the area of that employment, because it's been said that people take advantage of Ebonyans when it comes to federal jobs. But that is a discourse for another day. Thank you so much for coming on the program today.
Thank you very much. It's always my pleasure.
All right, so you still bear with me, my voice, all right? Excuse me. Thank you so very much, Honorable Commissioner, for coming. And as Laura said, this is a continuum. So from time to time, we would have the Honorable Commissioner come into the studio and update us on what the administration of His Excellency, Governor Francis Mifuru, is doing. It's Sunrise on Soul Television. We'll take a break now to bring you the news, and we'll return after the news.